I think I made a video a long time ago back in somewhere in my channel about this. I'm gonna talk to you about baseball and why I don't. So I'm gonna give you some reasons why I don't hate baseball now, but I don't love it anymore either. That's a big one. See, this is a big one to say that I love it because they've definitely made so many changes to it that it's made me loathe it. Basically, I don't hate it, but I still like watching it. Yes, but there were some reasons why I do not like it anymore. If those of you that are familiar with keeping up with the sport for a long time, like I am, the original commissioner of baseball was Bud Selig. And he did a great job. I think he was better than today's commissioner, and I'm going to explain. But Selig did a lot of good things for the league. He banned steroids. He made the game more sorry. He made the game more, fair. He got players like Alex Rodriguez and all those other players who were cheating. He suspended them. But Selig added in wild card teams, and I think that made the league more interesting to watch. He expanded the league up to 32, I believe, 32 teams. He also made it to where you could have two wild card teams in one game. I think it was a good idea. But Selig didn't mess with the rules. See, it was the same thing. I'm gonna tell you what pissed me off about the fact that about the sport. Those of you that aren't familiar, back in 2010, the Florida Marlins were playing the San Francisco Giants. Mike Stanton, Giancarlo Stanton, which was first Mike Stanton, uh, somebody hit a ball in the outfield. Stanton ran home. He collided with Buster Posey, and Buster Posey broke his leg. But still, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, yeah, but sports are tough. They're supposed to be tough. They're supposed to be, baseball was supposed to be like that. See, but all these people got up in arms, so C League had to ban the catcher collision rule. They took that out. Then C League retires. Steps in. Here steps in Commissioner Rob fucking Manfred. I swear. Ooh, 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 ooh. Do I have a lot of problems again? Do I have a lot of angry pieces of shit against him? Um, when Manfred came into the league in the 2015 playoffs between the Los Angeles Dodgers and I believe the New York Mets, Chase Utley slid into first base, tried to break up the play, broke Ruben Tada's leg, and then I'm just telling you again, another instance of trying to take away the fun out of the sport. They took away the no sliding rule. Gone. Then what does Manfred do with the freaking player unions? What does he do next? He does the most annoying, I guess the most, does the most piece of crap I've ever heard of. He gets with the MLB player unions and he adds in a clock. He adds in a timer to the sport. The sport was never supposed to have a timer. It was supposed to see how long 10 teams could go up against each other. It was a game of how long a player could last in an inning before he gave up in the game. Before he finally just lost it, you know? Finally just lost him, you know, in a fair fight. Well, Manfred decided to change that. He clocked everything. Pitches, hitting, building, everything. But not only did Manfred do that, he got rid of the intentional walk rule, which was a big part of Major League Baseball. The intentional walk rule, where you can signal to throw 4 pitches to walk a batter. Nope, that's gone. Then after that, he got rid of all the fun parts about the game that made it interesting. He got rid of the batter being able to call a time, stick his hand out and call a time. He got rid of walk-up music. He got rid of all the quirky stances that the batters could used to do, you know, actual things they used to do. He got rid of the fun entertainment where you got to see all the managers go out and argue all the calls and make fools of themselves on TV, and it was funny. But he got rid of that, and he just really just destroyed it. No longer can the managers come out of the dugout now. They have to sit in there like freaking fags. I tell you. He's worse than Goodell. Anyway, he took away extra innings. So now extra innings are no longer a thing in baseball. They took away extra innings, so now it's no longer about how long a team can last against another team in an equal match. It's about how long you can get the fucking game over with. Yeah. That's just what we come to with the sport. Basically, Manfred is ruining tradition. Oh, and don't get me started on the fact that they've rigged their last couple of games. They've rigged their last couple of series every year. 2014 was rigged. See, 2014, 2015, and 2016 was all rigged, and I'm going to explain why. 2014, had the Giants go on to win in the finals, the division series.
Hunters were spotted in this area. Stay alert.
Check.
And
watch my back. Finish. Move out.
The Royals, one of the worst teams in baseball for ever.
Okay, got it.
You telling me that the Royals they would go on to win their division, much less win 90-something games, and then go on to win and make a comeback against the Oakland A's.
I got you.
But lose
You got my back.
to the Mets. Sorry. Not lose to the Mets.
I'm down!
Lose to the Giants in the playoffs. No, that makes a lot of sense. I think that wasn't rigged because the Giants are a good team. Okay, they've been a good team for years. Maybe the 2014 World Series was not rigged. Maybe that was the last one that wasn't rigged. Okay. Maybe it makes more sense that way. But, I don't know. Explain to me how... the Mets made so many errors in the World Series and they were one of the best teams for that year. And all that crap. Anyway, I don't know what to say. But Mets lose to Chicago. Like, how did the Mets lose to Chicago? I mean, I don't understand. They were one of the worst teams in the league.
Hold on.
Leading out here.
I guess if you get two worst teams against each other,
Watch my back.
one of them's gonna win. It's more the worst, I guess. And that was Chicago.
Hi.
Chicago lost the World Series, and then fuck it. Chicago lost the World Series in 2015, and then hello, and then
Don't worry, I got you. No, you won.
then yeah. So the Mets lost to 2015. 2014 had KC. Yeah, so 2014 had KC. And
The Last of Us emoji blowing kiss. Games emoji blowing kiss.
yes, The Last of Us. You got a problem with that? It's the only good fucking game out now. Well, that and Uncharted 4.
Less straggler to worry about. Someone get over here now, man.
So what I was saying was, like, 2014 was the Cubs and the Giants.
We're getting murdered out there.
Or, no. Royals and Giants. Royals came back against the Oakland A's. I don't think this was rigged, actually, now think about it. Because it did go in extras. KC came back. They had a good team that year. And they won against Oakland. But the Cubs... Or, sorry.
Got it.
But the Royals lost to the Giants. And I think because the Giants were a good team.
Uniform!
So I think that was a fair and square. I think that was the last World Series match that was actually not rigged. Fast forward 2015. This is when it started to become actually very, very, very common for Major League Baseball to fix its games.
I need a minute. Finish. Move out.
2015 was the worst year, well, one of the best years of Major League Baseball. But for a reason, I'm going to tell you why. And they had it planned all along like this. You telling me the Chicago Cubs, one of the worst franchises in baseball history, all of a sudden goes to being going to be winners of first place. After they had a terrible season. So you're telling me to go all the way to win a division? Then they beat the Dodgers 3-1. You see, the Dodgers were up 3-1 against the Cubs. All of a sudden, the Cubs come storming back. That doesn't make any sense. But it does make sense if you think about it. They had the whole season rigged for the Cubs. See, the Cubs were meant to win the whole thing, and then the same thing happens in the World Series. The Cleveland Indians go up 3-1.
Okay.
Here come the Chicago Cubs storming back in the 2016 World Series. No, 2015 World Series.
Finish. Move out.
And sorry, sorry, Cubs. I was sorry, 2015. 2015 was the Mets and the Cubs. Sorry, I'm thinking of 2016. 2015 was when Cubs come storming back against the Mets, not the Indians. I'll get to that in a minute. And
I'm wounded. Less Hunter to worry about.
And
I need some meds. Watch my 6.
I believe the Mets were up by three games, something like that.
Got it.
When the Cubs storm back. The Mets made so many errors in that World Series. I think that was just to make room for the fact that it was rigged. And they kept doing it in the World Series. Or they kept doing it in the championship. And eventually Chicago came all the way back. The Mets, one of the best teams in 2015. Lost to Chicago, one of the worst teams in Major League history. That doesn't make any sense, see. It doesn't make any sense. Then Chicago goes on to play. Then Chicago goes on to win the World Series after that. This doesn't make any, and then 2016 was even just the riggiest of it all. See, this doesn't make any sense. No. Chicago didn't win in 2015. Who won 2015? Damn it, the fucking Royals. I can't remember. It's been So then the Cubs, the Mets go on to beat the Cubs. Somehow, I don't see how. And then no, not the Mets. The Cubs go on to beat the Mets, and then the Mets get in the World Series. Or the Cubs get in the World Series. Damn it, I keep mixing up my teams. And then they play the Royals, and all of a sudden the Royals win the World Series, and they were the worst team in the season that year, and they won the World Series as a wild card team. That doesn't make any sense. Chicago won the division. Anyway, 2016 is even more interesting. All of a sudden, fast forward to 2016, the Chicago Cubs, after losing the World Series, somehow wins the division again. And here comes Cleveland Indians out of the woodworks, and they all of a sudden win the division after being one of the worst teams of
Hunters
2015.
were spotted in this area. Stay alert.
Check.
After being one of the worst teams of 2015.
Okay, got it.
And also one of the worst teams next to the Chicago Cubs in Major League history. That doesn't make any sense. And you got the Cubs. The Dodgers up 3-1 against the Cubs. Cubs come storming back in the 2016 in LCS. And you got the Indians beating the Red Sox, sweeping the Red Sox when they clearly won the division. That doesn't make any sense. See, that doesn't make any sense at all. The Red Sox won the division,
One less straggler to worry about.
and they get swept. And not only do they get swept, they had fucking Ortiz on their team. How do they go 0? How do they go 4-0 in the series and have David Ortiz on their team, one of the best players in baseball? That doesn't make any damn sense at all. Hell, you're telling me that they lose that because... No. Major League Baseball had it planned out for Chicago and Cleveland to go to the World Series because they're both teams that have never won a ring. They're both teams that have never won a trophy, who have never won a ring in their life, in their history, throughout their history. So they had two teams that hadn't won a ring in years go into the World Series. It was planned just like that. See, it was planned just like that to happen. You had two teams that had never won a ring, who Major League Baseball thought it was interesting to see it, to rig it so that you could have two teams fighting for that ring, who were never meant to be in the playoffs to begin with.
Move out.
So what's even more interesting is that after the Cubs beat the Dodgers and the Indians swept the Red Sox, they went into the World Series, and Cleveland went up 3-0 on Chicago, and all of a sudden, here comes Chicago storming back from 3-1. Why didn't Cleveland just finish the series off? I'll tell you why. Ratings, and money. That was one of the highest. That was one of the highest selling World Series in recent history. So they couldn't end it there. So they had to delay the inevitable. They let Chicago come back. They had to make the series go to a Game 7. So they let Chicago come all the way back and make it 3-3. And what's even more interesting is the fact that
Iced.
I need a minute.
all of a sudden it started raining, and the Cleveland Indians
got
are
it.
up. No, the Cleveland Indians aren't up. Sorry, the Cubs are up, and Chapman comes in and he almost blows a save. Yeah, he does blow a save. Actually, he does blow a save. Sorry.
Finish.
And they go to the 10th inning, and all of a sudden the Cleveland Indians let the Chicago Cubs come back and win again. That doesn't make any sense. See, but what people don't understand is it does make sense. It was in the cards all along for the Cubs to win the World Series because, see, the Cubs were in the playoffs in 2015, made it to the World Series, lost. Kansas City won that year. And because of rating purposes and money purposes, you knew the Cubs were going to win in 2016 because you see, they were already in the playoffs in 2015 to begin with. Why wouldn't they be in 2016? And why wouldn't they win the World Series that year? It makes so much sense. Fast forward to 2017, and I'm going to give my predictions on 2017.
Keep an eye out.
The 2017 playoffs are going to go like this. I'm pretty sure Boston will get swept again, just like they did in 2016, by the Astros.
I got you.
I hate to say it, but I think my Yankees are going to get swept by the Indians.
Lucky you got my back.
Because I think it's played out that way in the Major League Baseball card. Because again, it's Cleveland's year to win the World Series this year. It's all in the headline
I can patch you up.
for them to win. See, they've rigged it.
Fire in the hole!
The Dodgers, or no, sorry, the Cubs are going to beat the Nationals. And the Dodgers will beat the
Hold on. I can patch you up.
Appreciate it.
the Dodgers. Let's see who the Dodgers playing. Dodgers are playing
Okay, got it. I'm down. Someone get over here and help me! Ah!
So it's
Target down. Iced.
let's see here. Okay, Diamondbacks and Dodgers. The Dodgers are going to go win on to beat the Diamondbacks. So it's going to be Astros over Red Sox sweep. Yankees or Indians over Yankees sweep. I hate to say that, but I think it's going to happen. And then it's going to be
Fire in the hole!
Astros over Indians.
They're using smoke!
Maybe not actually.
Fire
Maybe
in
it'll
the
be Houston
hole!
over. Maybe it'll be Indians over Astros. I think they're gonna rig it though. I think it's going to be Astros over Indians,
Smoke headed their way!
and
Bomb
then
done. Look alive!
Cubs, and then Cubs over Dodgers, or maybe Dodgers over Cubs this time actually. I think that's how it's gonna go. So basically, I'm predicting 2 sweeps in the division series. Let's see, Cubs, or sorry, Astros over Red Sox, Indians over Yankees, and then Dodgers over D-backs or Diamondbacks. There's going to be Astros over Indians, possibly. And then Dodgers over Cubs. I don't know for sure, but I think that's how it's going to go. But I'm pretty sure that's my prediction for the 2017 playoffs. Anyway, as I was saying, baseball has rigged its last two series games. 2015 and 2016 are clear examples of a rigged series. Because the Major League Baseball books say that there was never such thing as the Cubs ever winning the World Series ever. See, it doesn't make any sense. They're changing history. And once you change history, you know that it's bound to repeat itself. See, that's the thing. It's sort of a interesting thing, though, what Major League Baseball is doing. I kind of agree with it, and I kind of don't. I kind of don't like it. Because it's a way to cheat. But on the other hand, I get it. I guess it's a way to get their sales up and make more money. And also to get more fans to come to the games. But still, it's not right in my opinion. But
One less straggler to
you know
worry
what I'm
about.
saying.
One down.
Strike one.
It's just it's 50-50 basically. But with all the rule changes and everything, it's gotten a little bit more boring over the years. Yeah, I still watch it, but I kind of think I know how it's gonna go nowadays. But I still watch it anyway because I like watching it.
Let's smoke him out.
But I can predict it now. It's so predictable.
I can't fucking
The
see.
playoffs are so predictable now. Anybody can predict it. I can also predict the 2018 Super Bowl. I'm telling you, it's going to be the Atlanta Falcons winning the Super Bowl this year. I guarantee you. I guarantee you 100% it's going to be the Falcons.
Down one.
The Falcons winning the Super Bowl. And the 2018 NBA Finals is going to be the Cavaliers winning the finals. I can just predict things now, man. I've learned the whole idea behind sports and how they work. See, I can predict how they work. If I was betting on sports, I'd be rich because I kind of figured out the whole idea behind how they do it, how they make it to where it works. Anyways, Cleveland's going to win the World Series. It's either going to be Cleveland or it's going to be the Dodgers.
Finished. Move
People are like, how are the Dodgers going to win? They're going to rig it. They're going to fix it. I'm telling you, it's either going to be Cleveland or it's going to be the Los Angeles Dodgers to win the World Series. It's in the cards for both of those teams to go to the World Series. See, it's all over the news. The news tells you what's going to happen before it already happens. They know. It's a fixed stage script. You gotta read between the lines, man. You gotta read between the lines. And what's going to happen before it already happened. I'm not going to be surprised if the Houston Astros win again today in Houston.
Got it.
Over the Red Sox again. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen that way. But yeah, this has been my rant on baseball. Hope you guys enjoy. You know, and if you don't like baseball, tell me what your opinion is on other sports like football, like the NFL and how they ruined the NFL, the NBA and how they're doing all that stuff with the NBA and how they rigged the finals and 2016, and how you people out there that don't get chances to ever win the finals, like New York Knicks fans and the Boston Celtics fans, the Los Angeles, sorry, not the Los Angeles, the Brooklyn Nets fans, the Dallas Mavericks fans, Miami Heat fans. Tell me what you guys think about that. Do you know? Do you think it's rigged? Because you know, it's just it makes sense. Anyway, guys. Basically think all sports are fixed in some way. Maybe not all the way, you know. Like not every game is fixed in the regular season, but you know, when it seems to come around playoff time nowadays, they seem to be fixed, or something seems to be in the cards for that. I mean, I don't know, but it seems like that.
Smoke out!
Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy this rant. Or don't. If you're not a sports fan, I understand. If you are one, tell me what you think about this, and what you also think about the NFL and the NBA, and how they're doing the whole protesting thing with the freaking U.S. flag, and how Goodell has ruined the sport with all his antics, and Silver has ruined the sport with all his antics. I already told you about Manfred, so you know, let me know, guys.